Hey, wrong channel. Hey, fellow theme park fans, how you doing? It's Englantine, the homegrown tourist. I wanted to talk about what happened over at Disneyland. They're pausing, they're reopening, and it set everybody alight. Holy crap, man! People are going off for on oh, Disney World shouldn't open. Stop opening. You're gonna all die and everything like that. And of course, record cases and everywhere. LA County still has Florida beat, by the way. We're actually not doing that bad. And man, I'm telling you, I passed by the high school, our local high school. We've got a testing, more testing done, more cases are going to pop up. I'm waiting for in a little bit for the deaths, because that's when we really should take it serious. That being said, do you think we should reopen? I've talked to a lot of people, and it's kind of funny because I understand a lot of people think that social media is real life. Twitter is real life to them, and that I don't get that. I don't understand that line of thinking. I get a lot of people when I talk to them, they're saying that, well, maybe Disney shouldn't open. Well, do you want to close down? Oh, no. So while they're on the whole nothing should open train that's going on social media, they themselves doesn't want anything to close. You can't have both, so which way do you want it? And I thought about, okay, so what happens if you legitimately think about Disney opening with all the news that we've heard? And trust me, don't listen to social media when and you got to listen to a whole bunch of different news sources. I mean, some news has legitimately said they're not going to report everything that what's his name, Fauci and Trump say. They're just not going to do it. So you're not going to hear everything unless you're listening to so many different sources now. And I've paid attention. Walking around outside, especially in the kind of heat that we have here, you pass people by, you're less likely to catch it. You're not as likely to catch it from surfaces and everything. Wear your masks. I carry hand sanitizer everywhere. I do believe in personal freedom. You don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. It's your personal freedom. A lot of people don't, and they say, well, they get sick, they can infect it. You know what? That's happening. And that happened during the closure as well. One thing I don't get is they're wondering, well, it's the opening that's causing this. Well, we were open like since the beginning of May, and there was nothing until recently. I'm sorry. But for a month, a whole bunch of people burst into the streets, not social distancing. Some wore masks. Got to give that to them. Some didn't. And we're going to blame it on reopening? Sorry, gang, no. And I don't buy into the doctor saying, well, the virus isn't going to do that if you're rioting, go on ahead. No. Viruses don't have morality the same as humans. And they're not saying if you're doing this, it's like, oh my gosh, that guy's at the beach, get him. That guy's over there throwing a freaking brick through a sunbank. We must just stay away from him. We can't infect him. It's going freaking nuts if you're listening to social media, and it's ridiculous because this is a disease. This is a virus, and people have divided it down political lines. Now, I understand part of it is exactly what I said, personal freedom. I believe in individuality. I believe in individual freedom, and that means that if I see somebody not wearing a mask, I'm not going to jump down their throat. You know what? You shouldn't either. None of your business. Do you know whose business it is? The people that live with them. And a lot of people don't see it that way. Well, they can infect. Yes, they can. You know what? So can you. I don't know. So should Disney World open? My immediate answer is yes. Absolutely. Not just because I want to go, but because people are dying staying home. People are getting depressed. People are committing suicide. People are doing all of the things that people do when they're isolated, when they can't get out, when they can't get outside. But Disney's planning on staying safe. Universal, they're being safe. Be safe. You know, a lot of these idiots who are yelling at people and who are getting into their face so freaking judgmental. You have no freaking clue what this other person's story is. So back off. But these people who are doing this, seems like when you say, yeah, it should be open, but you know, be safe. That means, oh, go willy-nilly. And yes, you know what? You're going to have dumb people, but you know what? For the rest of your life, until you die, there will be dumb people. There will be people out there who will not follow the rules, who will be idiots about things. You're not going to stop them. You never will. I know I put the mask over my nose and I am passing out. I just am. Sorry, gang, but I am. A lot of people say, well, then you should stay home. Not going to happen, bro. No, it won't. I'll wear my mask as long as I can, and then I'll drop it here so I can breathe, and then I'll pop it back up when I can. If I'm outside and it's 90 degrees outside, if you're passing by people, they say you can't buy it. You can't get it as easy. It's ridiculous. But should Disney World open? Here's the thing. I think that here's another thing I said. I think this is the second time I said, here's the thing. But here's another thing that I would like to talk about is the fact that, yes, of course, the economy works on it. My wife, she's working one of the sandwich shops. She's backstage. And they got her wearing the mask, and she's all tired and everything. And she's not making as much money as if she stayed home and, you know, collected the government check, but she loves being out there. She loves working. Some people need that. I do this. I work on social media. That's how I make my money. So I'm okay, but I like to go out, you know, I like to do things. My mother mentioned she was going to go to the beach, stay in the car, wear a mask. I don't get that. Why would you wear a mask in the car? But if that's what makes her comfortable, then I understand that. I get it. Why would you wear a mask at the beach? If you're not going to go near a whole bunch of people, don't. There are certain things I do believe. Look, for right now, I understand. You go to a restaurant, they're going to put you all sort. I've already done this, and they make sure that people are separated. I've never been to a restaurant that has not done this properly. And they're talking about doing the same thing at Disney. I have not yet been to Universal. I do want to go, but I hear the same thing. I hear that they're making sure that everybody's separate and the people have a mask on. Cool. If they don't, that's up to you. You know, that's up to you if you want to go back. And I think that's what it boils down to. I mean, I said it at the beginning. Maybe it's just personal freedom. This is your choice to do. Then do it. Go check it out. Go be you. Go you do you, as they say. I don't know. Should Disney World open? Yes, I do believe so. Let's get this economy kicking again. Just when you go, be safe. If you go into the shop, put the mask on. If you need to pull it down, like sometimes I do, go make sure that you're not near people, because that's one thing. The other day I was at my comic book shop and I was wearing the mask the way I'm supposed to. Then I found myself a little corner. I was looking at all sorts of the comics, and nobody's around me. Okay, I pulled the mask down so I could breathe, because otherwise I don't know why. My wife, she can walk around all day. I see it. My daughter, no problem. But me, I just pass out. I don't know why. So I have to occasionally, and if you have to find yourself a corner. That's the way it is. I hear they're not going to do virtual queues. Okay, if they're going to do regular queues, I know I saw in Tokyo Disneyland that they had spacers. People are going to argue. People are going to try to scare you and say it's worse than it is. People are going to say that that's all a hoax. So do your research, and if it's right for you, I'll see you at Disney. If it's not, I'll tell you if it's any good or not, I guess. So there you go, gang. I don't know. It's a discussion to be had, right? I mean, we should be talking about it. And you know what? Don't judge other people right away. You have no idea their story. Even with your family, they might not be telling you everything. My family doesn't know everything that's wrong with me. I don't tell them. I keep it quiet. Go figure. But there you go. So anyway, thanks for hanging out, and thanks for listening to me rant about this for a while. And
as always, open up Disney or stop talking about it.
Okay. Do you have something to say about this, Venkman?
Yeah. Over where I live, guess what? The malls are open. We're just as packed as Disney would be. And guess what?
Oh, yeah, you're near Mall of America, aren't you?
No, that's Minnesota. That's over.
Oh, okay. Minnesota.
Yeah, that's over there by the Pier Boom. Jerry Pier Boom. No, me, where I live, I have the biggest mall in my state here. And guess what?
Mm-hmm.
There's really no social distancing whatsoever. There was 2 stores out of the food court that were closed. A lot of people are coming in there because, 1, because air conditioning. 2, because it's food. You can't. There are no places where you can sit down. Diners for most of the places. So some places are still fully open as far as where you can sit down. It's iffy. It goes by city. If you're in Janesville, where it's pretty much liberal, yeah, you can't. If you're anywhere else, where it's not liberal, yeah, then you can sit down. It's confusing. It's heck. And I found out that my mall actually has a Twitter account that I didn't know of.
My big problem, of course, is that we were told that if you were protesting, everything is okay. I don't get that. And now all of a sudden you got to shut down again. And it's not even go out and be safe. It's shut down again. Wait, when did we go all the way back?
I saw that and I got yelled at. I got told by somebody to unfollow them, even though I didn't comment on their account. I commented someone that they retweeted. And I said, why is it we have to shut things down, but it's okay for me to go on protest and then have, especially New York, where they had the nurses were clapping the protesters on. They're sitting there lined up.
Well, there was a document signed, I believe, by 1,300 doctors saying it's okay to go out and protest like you wouldn't get the virus. And it's ridiculous. But once again, be safe. That is the number one thing. Look, you can carry your hand sanitizer, wear your mask when you go indoors. Make sure that there are things that you can do. And if you're like me, where you need, you do pass out if you wear the mask for too long, go find someplace away.
I just think it's funny. We waited to this COVID outbreak to where all of a sudden everyone's crazy. Like, we need hand sanitizer. We need this. It's like, the flu is pretty much just as deadly as anything else if you get it and you have a shot immune system. Because, yes, that's what COVID attacks. If you have a shot immune system, you are highly greater to get it and die from it.
We're getting a lot, not just from the United States, not from Trump and Fauci and all that, but Thailand is even saying they're going to have a vaccine before the end of the year. The shutdown, the lockdown was not supposed to wait until the cure. It was supposed to flatten the curve, make sure that the hospitals won't get overrun. Hold on, let me finish up. And it was supposed to make sure that the hospitals weren't overrun, and we've done that, and the hospitals still aren't. The people, look, we've had a lot of cases come in, and it's not just Florida. They're only announcing the Republican governors. They're only announcing them, but a lot of places got hit. I brought up Los Angeles County a little bit earlier. They were nailed. A lot of places are dealing with a rise in cases, which, first of all, if you didn't think it was going to happen when we reopened, then you're wrong. When you reopen, you're going to have more cases. It's just the way it's going to be. I'm waiting. I think in the next week or so, we're going to start seeing the death toll. How many people are dying? Was there an uptick in how deadly was it? If we've got 45,000 new cases and we've only got 400 new deaths, it sounds bad, but that's not bad. I'm sorry for those 400 people. I don't want to be one of those 400 people, but it's bad. But the thing is we do trade off. Look, when I was 6 years old, I was hit by a car. And the reason I survived, I'm 6 years old. The reason I survived was the guy was only going about 15 miles an hour. Now, at 15 miles an hour, a 6-year-old survived getting hit by a car. So why aren't we making sure that the speed limit's only 15 miles an hour to make sure that everybody survives a car wreck? because we have decided as a society that the amount of deaths by car accident are worth being able to travel from here to here in a certain amount of time. We always make trades like this. We need our economy open. And we need people to get back out and start socializing for their mental health. We always make these trade-offs, and it does sound bad, but it is true. We always make these kind of trade-offs everywhere, and we're going to have to make this sort of trade-off. Now, if we have 45,000 cases and 45,000 people die, then of course, shut that crap down. But it so far has not.
I'll just
I
say,
haven't seen it being that bad.
for Disney World, all they need to do is besides labor. It's like if you're afraid you might get COVID, don't come.
That's exactly.
And for those who don't come, you're signing a waiver, knowing that you are putting yourself at risk.
That falls
open up like normal.
That falls.
We have sanitizers.
That falls into what I was saying earlier about individual freedom. So,
it's ridiculous. No one should tell someone because someone's afraid of dying. My life is put on hold. No, you can live you can go live on an island. We'll put you all on an island. You can live there, and no one will bother you. You can put your head in the sand.
But then you would have to worry about sand mites. Anyway, gang, thank you very much for hanging out or watching the video. I know this is a very divisive issue. By all means, if you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments below. And even feel free to join me in a future stream. I'll let you on. I think it's really good to have that kind of dialogue. Either way, I'm a big Disney fan. I can't wait to go back. Unfortunately, they're saying that my annual pass isn't attached to my Disney plan, so I can't get in, even though I've made reservations right up to the end of when they shut up. So I have no freaking clue what's going on with that. Either way, gang, thank you very much for hanging out, and as always, thank you very, very much for watching.
And as always, have a zippity-doo-dah day.
And now we're gonna have to change it to a Princess and the Frog song. I don't think so.
Ribbit.